Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Winter Classic, folks. We're closing out 2025 with our build-up to New Year's Clash. If you're unaware of what's happening, well, let me just break it down for you. Simply put, we have 4 divisions. This is very similar to the Showdown. 4 divisions. 2 for men, 2 for women. Instead of the entire 8-person lineups, we have 4 people in each division. Division 1 obviously is well, there is no difference in division. Basically what has happened is essentially main champion in each division, a mid-card champion in each division, and then we have former champs, number 1 contenders, and some prospects, shall we say, as to who and who else is in each matchup. Today we have a very interesting card, as I need to just make a few changes to set card as well. But basically the card has shifted slightly from what I expected it to be, and I need to make said changes to said card in order for this to work. So forgive me, you may hear a few noises. That's just me making sure my card works. In other news, I need to do several things. Obviously, cash out last night has changed a lot of things that well, let's do that. I'm just trying to figure this out. There we go. And then we do... There we go. Sorry. So I've had to make a few changes, obviously, after last night. And essentially, the card is a little bit skewed because of it. Like, very skewed. And I forgot to update everything, so we'll just do that now. Might as well. So you may notice that we aren't going to be doing a match every day in the build-up to the Winter Classic that will finish off at New Year's Clash. As we know, we've got 8 stars, both men, both women. So 8 men, 8 women for each division. Each division has got seeding of sorts in play, and that is quite important it's integral to how this tournament will kind of mash up. I'm just double checking a few things. Yeah, that's why. I was a little confused as to why it's like that, but there we go. Naturally, I wasn't expecting to be having to make changes today, but it is what it is. So, night, as we said, we've got some nice matches. And do you know what's good? As I'm in a Christmassy mood, what arena should we go to for tonight's show? I'm in fact going to just fade over to here, because I do have all of the pay-per-view arenas on here, except for obviously New Year's Clash that's yet to be added. Got Summer Lovin', that wouldn't work. I think we'll go... Got a couple of locked-in arenas. Crush, Crush, Crush. God, that was a while ago. Primetime, Rabbit Hole, Resolve, Fire Burning, Summer Lovin'. Showdown, both arenas for it. Do I not have a break time arena? Thought I would. Oh well. Do you know what? Winter Classic can happen wherever. We'll go to the Showdown arena for this opener. And in fact, I'm going to fade back to me. Hello. So that I don't reveal the matchup that we're starting tonight with just yet. But it's fairly obvious to understand how this tournament will kind of shape up based on everything. But I should point out right now that there are no managers, no backup, and that should let you understand everything that's gonna happen here. God, I am so unprepared for this, but let's just make a few quick ski doodle changes. Last time we did it like this, the demon was champion. God, even Ivy Knight, what's it called? Even Lyra was champion. That's how long ago it was. If you're wanting some understanding of when the last time I did this type of thing. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. That's sorted. They're no longer champs as well. God. This is just a trip down memory lane for me. There we go. Yeah. They're alright. And there we go, finally sorted. I've just had to go through all of the champions, set them up correctly. Because, well, we want to make this correct. We want to make it so that everyone enters this matchup in the right state of mind. Let's go over the ruling, how this tournament will work. Basically, if you miss the showdown, it is virtually the exact same rules. No pinfall, submission, wins are 3 points, 2 points for a count-out victory or disqualification victory, 1 point for a count-out or disqualification loss, 1 point for a draw as well. Any other type of loss or any type of thing will be just a normal, everyday type of result. So, without further ado, I'm ready. Hopefully you're ready. So let's get into our opener tonight here in the Winter Classic. I should also point out we have 4 bouts tonight just to tease us into this live event. And well, from New York, New York, it's time to saddle up as the double champ enters the arena. Alicia Taylor giving me very little time to talk about the double champ, but last night at Cash Out earned herself a big victory over Victoria. And to be honest, it was a solid performance retaining the belt. And tonight, as Alicia Taylor did say, it's champ versus champ. But who is Fallon facing? Well, it's no easy matchup. We saddled up already, and it's now time to face some beautiful madness. As Julia is the second star revealed in the Winter Classic. The Winter Classic removes the roster separation and brings us closer to insanity, to carnage. And having the beautiful madness compete in this tournament is perfect for such occasion. Last time, these two ladies competed in the showdown. Julia was just a rising star. And Fallon, while she was undisputed champion, she didn't have that second moniker of television champion. Tonight, these two go toe-to-toe as night one is championship night. That's right. Our champions are facing off against one another as the crowd is behind Julia ahead of this clash. Let's get it on, and the champion... Oh, I'm playing. Let me just, why am I don't want to be playing. Let's restart the match and let me hopefully remove my controller assignment. There we go. Back to reality. Let's get it on. Opening the matchup, Julia yet again taking advantage of the situation. It's only fitting we start one of these with me messing it up. There we go. Sound back on. I forgot to have the entrance music on. That's smart of me. You can tell how unprepared I am for this, but let's go. Fallon taking control. Backbreaker from the double champ onto the Sapphire champion. The Amethyst champion, I should say. As we said, this is championship night, so all 4 divisions in action. Night 1 of this tournament. And the big thing about this evening, we have got Fallon versus Julia to kick off the show. We then enter one of our new champions facing off against a former challenger from last night. That's going to be an epic or interesting bout, to say the least. Afterwards, a new champion faces an old champ that's forged a path, as well as 2 champions who have been realistically dominant in their showings, as Julia, Fisherman's Buster, coming crashing down to start this matchup off here against the double champ, who is struggling to find her footing early. A collar and elbow tie-up here between these two that Fallon overpowering Julia from, forcing the referee to intervene. Clean break from both. A second tie-up now. But Julia gets the better of. Beautiful madness wrenching on this hold here in the Showdown Arena. Roll up here for the Amethyst champion. Gets reversed here. Fallon over into the bridge. Nice escape here by Julia into the backslide. 1 and a kick out that Fallon quickly gets up from. She goes for her own pin now. And a kick out reciprocated by Julia. The double champ starting to get going here. Firing back with some big shots here on Julia. Jawbreaker connects. This is probably an interesting set of weeks. The pump handle suplex comes through from the double champ, who's lining Julia up. Oh, that no famouser. Busting open, the Amethyst champion goes for the cover. 1, 2. No, nearly gets it though. But it's an interesting week here for Fallon Henley. Obviously, for the last 4 weeks in the build-up to this, she has been defending her championship ships week in and week out. Now, entering a tournament where you're competing at least 3 times for seeding, heading into the Winter Classic. Sorry, heading into New Year's Clash, I should say. Nice enziguri there by the double champ. As for Julia, coming into this tournament, they're relatively fresh. Eating some heavy shots, though. Fallon, we know, can just dissect opponents with ease. And it's interesting, she is doing this without backup. No fatal influence allowed at ringside. For the start of the match, we're in a managerial position. Whoever comes out during the tournament, we cannot control. Julia hits that stiff headbutt, forcing Fallon down to the mat, and the boot scrapes come in. Charging in comes the Amethyst champion, hitting the big broski boot. Fallon wisely rolls to the outside to escape Julia, but caught now up on the shoulders of the beautiful madness. Spin out into that Michinoku driver. Down for the count is Henley, but she kicks out in time. But now faces Arrivederci. The big knee strike connects. Julia into the pin, and Fallon's forced to kick out. Once again, these ladies really giving it their all, wanting the win to advance up the seedings, to climb and solidify your rank. Comparative to the showdown where you are in a lot of matches, 7 in total in the build-up to the live event. There's 3. It's a short, closed tournament. There's a nice exploder there from Julia. Goes for the cover. Champ down. Maybe out for the count, but able to kick out in time. Beautiful. Man is certainly bringing it to Primetime's best right now. Fallon firing back. Drags Julia to the corner. Julia fights out said corner. Scoop. And a gun stun. The double champ on the receiving end of a Northern Lights bomb. Julia climbing up top. Drops the elbow. Quickly into the cover. The double champ's down. Maybe out for the count. But Fallon, in the nick of time, kicking out of that dire situation. But caught with the Fisherman's Buster. Henley reeling as Julia looking for the upset. Looking to prove that she deserves to be in the main event picture. Drop down there from Julia. Can't hit the big shot. Henley tries to go for the famouser, but caught in the powerbomb. Julia into the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2. And a kick out by the double champ. Roll-up attempt here. She's caught Julia off guard. 2 count comes through. But a kick out given. Henley catching Julia. Brain Buster! Stealing one of her opponent's finishers. She goes for the cover. And that's not going to be it. But it was close as all hell. Fallon. Just bringing it to Julia. Puts her down. And here comes a boot. That side swiping kick, doling out the damage as the double champion takes control of this matchup. Surviving that early onslaught from Julia. She tries to get froggy, I believe. Misses. Referee blocked the shot, but it doesn't really matter as Julia now hooks up the double champion. Back on the shoulders. The spin out Michinoku driver puts down the champion. And that's a sign for an Arrivederci. Henley down. Is she out for the count? The answer's yes. As Julia upsets the double champ to kick off this tournament. And can you blame the double champion entering this tournament? I would say very dazed, very much on wobbly feet, tired. It's probably the best way to describe it. Having faced off against 5 consecutive opponents every week, no respite. Julia a champion that's entering this fairly fresh has an easy time going through the double champion. And I'll be honest, you could see that the double champion realistically was just relaxing, chilling. She wasn't really pushing the tempo like she usually does. So Julia winning this, no surprise. Granted, I'm not making excuses for Fallon Henley. She always expects to win. But tonight, not her night. As Julia picks up a big win with this Arrivederci, just ricocheting the head of Fallon Henley off the canvas, and earns the W here tonight.
Here is your winner, Julia!
A great performance here by Julia, as said, as the Amethyst champion nets victory in her opener of the Winter Classic. Well, from one matchup, we're going to head quickly into our second. We'll continue in the women's division. As well, we get to head to a new arena. How about we roll back the year to when we kind of saw a birth of IPW reaching its greatest stages ever. Anyway, I am waffling as we go to bout number 2, as said. This time I'm remembering to make it so that I am not playing. But yes. New arena, new me. Let's enter bout number 2 here tonight. A matchup set to be pretty cool. I'm intrigued to see how this one goes. Welcome to Crush 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 Arena. In Nashville, Tennessee, the irresistible force. It's her time to shine.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from San Diego, California, the prestigious World Champion, Nia Jax.
Fresh off her win at Cash Out, gaining control of the Ruby Belt division. 3 division champion. And the first woman to hit 3 belts here in IPW. Nia Jax, a dominant force. One to be reckoned with as she makes her way to the ring to face, well, a woman who was not so successful at Cash Out. Victoria.
And her opponent from Los Angeles, California, Victoria!
As said, not so successful. She lost to the double champ who just lost to Julia, but Victoria put on actually one of the best showings. I thought she had beaten Fallon frickin' Henley, but no. One slip up cost her. And that resulted in us getting, well, what we're seeing right now. This matchup instead. Nia obviously would have been in this tournament, but not in this bracket, believe it or not. She was actually scheduled to be in Division 1, in the Fallon Henley Julia division. But due to her losing the championship, she's shifted over here to be, winning the championship. She shifted over to being top of Division 2. She faces the woman who's equivalent to a television champion on primetime. Obviously, with Fallon Henley holding both championships, it's hard to give this spot to any woman. But Victoria obviously earned the shot to be number 1 contender in the television division, so she gets to be in this tournament. So, early goings of this matchup going in favor of the Black Widow. Nia finding her footing back into this matchup. Boot to the back and pushing against the spine of the challenger. Sorry, not even challenger, contender of this matchup. It's interesting because the way this tournament is set up is so that primetime stars will be facing breakdown stars. There's no ifs, no buts about it. And the seeding is interesting because we have got 2 champions or equivalents of champions in each division. And tonight, this is the equivalent of a primetime champ versus a breakdown champ for the second time. But obviously, with breakdown having the better star. Nia going very destructive early. Very much in control of this battle. As expected for the top champion in breakdown in the women's division. You expect dominance. Now with Victoria positioned on top of the turnbuckle, this could not be a good state for her. This is something we saw last night. Fall away, avalanche Samoan drop. Off that top turnbuckle. It's a dire situation that's going to end badly now for Victoria. We saw a trio of these one-legged power bombs, and she stacks her up for the cover. That's what did the deal against Liv Morgan to give Nia Jax the title. And now you have to wonder, who will stop Nia? It took a miracle to put her down and out of the Amethyst division. It took Julia picking a moment, picking a triple threat. An absolute nightmare of a situation to dethrone Nia Jax. But now in the build-up to the Winter Classic, she's getting some experience against some stars who have had some experience in a tournament like this. There are, in this division, there is one woman who has faced or been dominant in the showdown. That is the 4th seed of this division. As for Division 1, all of the stars have showdown experience. So Nia's getting to face some rookies, so this is probably going to be a squashing division for her. That being said, Just her hair being yanked there by Victoria. Putting pressure on Surfboard. Bridging back into the bow and arrow. Not going to turn it into a dragon sleeper, but it could have been that way. However, Nia gets out of it, but not for long as Victoria's still on the offensive. Bringing it to Nia. Jax here. She's got the choke in. 2 hands around the neck with the choke slam. Victoria has Nia up. Spins her out into the side slam. Pinfall attempt only gonna net a 2, but Victoria is starting to roll. This is dominance as she steps across Jax and hits that standing moonsault. And I've got a feeling it's going to be followed with the actual real deal. Off the top, beautifully executed. Floating across the sky goes Victoria to land that moonsault press. Rolling with momentum and now finishing it with a Widow's Peak. Pinfall attempt. Has Victoria done enough? The answer's no. Nia kicking out in time. This is not a good place to be. Victoria in control. Landing some heavy offense as well against her. Beautiful power slam. And comparative to Liv Morgan, this is a different kettle of fish for Nia, who eats a leg drop beautifully executed as well. It's a completely different kettle of fish. Nia has to face someone with considerable amount of power. A lot more size. A lot harder to deal with than a Liv Morgan in that regard. Able to withstand the shots that Nia can put out. And now, hooking her up for a second time. Could this be it? Yes! The second Widow's Peak. Fallon, we know, took 3 of these. And it looks like Nia's going to require 3 of them to at least put the question in play of who's going to win this. Jax caught, though. Nia tried to fire back quickly, but Victoria, well, no, she's going to be caught this time. Nia striking back. Slamming the head. Busting open Victoria. Arguably, all 8 stars in matches tonight are in the most difficult position as, well, I'm going to be honest, all of them competed last night at Cash Out. That is not a good place to be as, well, you're going to be worn out, tired. Some of them traveling halfway across the globe as this is happening in Tennessee. But Jax does not care about the distance. Already crushing Victoria. Hits the leg drop across the back. Goes for the cover and gets a 2. Nia sizing up Victoria again. She failed on that last powerbomb attempt. This one, not so much. Crumples her up, stacks her, goes for the pin, and no. Doesn't get the win just yet. Needs a little extra to put away the Black Widow. That right. Doing some work, but a crossbody firing back. Could make or break this matchup as Victoria. Moonsault misses. Nia. Grasping a hold of Victoria. Can't connect in the corner. Reversed. Back elbow. And now Nia. Lining up. Victoria misses with that shot. The Black Widow caught again. Cannot get whatever she wants to happen happening. As Nia's just stopping it, going for the cover yet again. 1, 2, 3. Anticlimactic, some may say, that finish, but Nia Jax does what she usually does and just defeats whoever steps into the ring with her. The first seed netting victory here tonight. At moments, there were thoughts that Victoria had the chance to strike, take down Nia, and earn victory, but that answer was not given. It was incorrect. Well, missing one moonsault off the middle rope just gave Nia Jax the opportunity to strike. And while these Widow's Peaks certainly put in a lot of damage to Nia Jax, she still walked out of this victorious. As we see that final pin once again.
Here is your winner, Nia Jax!
Well, we're finally done in the women's side of things. A lot of women's bouts over the last 2 days. How about we head to the men's divisions? That's right, we are going to be seeing some stars competing over there. And it's still champions. It is the top dogs of IPW competing. I'm intrigued by how this one will go. Because this is, well, there's a lot of history in this next matchup. Some not retaining to IPW. As we set this one up. Let's get going, folks. Let's get going. This is going to be epic. Because I do not know how this will go. Absent from Cash Out. He comes into this probably in the best state of all. But the Amethyst champion, ready for war as always.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 254 pounds, the prestigious Pure Wrestling Champion, the Scottish Warrior, Drew
McIntyre. Looking ready to go here tonight. One of the most dominant champions in IPW. Mid-card is his home. He is dominant over it on Breakdown. Tonight, I'd say of all the matches, this is probably one of the closest. With a storied history with this man. It is going to be pretty epic. As the new Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion enters the fray. The crowd singing as he makes the walk towards the ring.
And his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Mr. Two-Time, winning his second IPW World Heavyweight Championship last night against Roman Reigns. He enters tonight against Big Daddy Drew. Drew not caring about Cody as you see him on the outside just staring through the World Heavyweight Champ. Well, let's get going as we delve down the rabbit hole that is this champion versus champion matchup. Our first in the men's side of IPW. This Winter Classic bringing us intrigue as I believe it was Drew versus someone at a City Limit. Forget who was the television champion at the time. It might have been the Demon. That was it. Big maneuver there by Drew. McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, as said, have got a lot of history. That, well, McIntyre just does not like him. He thinks that Cody does not deserve to be where he's at. His career does not deserve to be on top. McIntyre thinks he should be up there. Now, in IPW though, fairly fresh matchup. But these two have kind of stayed away from one another, especially considering they're now on opposite brands. So this type of matchup comes out once in a blue moon as the Glasgow Kiss connects. McIntyre into the pin, getting the 2 count early here onto Cody. This is ramping up quickly as the countdown begins. The Claymore connects, and Cody's down once again to a McIntyre big knee. A kick out given. As this matchup in its infancy is already seeing Cody on the back foot. Nice final cut there. Springboard moonsault from Rhodes as he's trying to quicken the pace here to deal with what McIntyre is looking to do. McIntyre, though, wise to Rhodes' effort. Taking it to the American Nightmare. Rhodes escaping trouble. Facing some difficult adversity. Drop down. Vintage Rhodes. Big shots connect now as he tries to take down McIntyre. To the apron. The action spills. Jawbreaker across that top rope. Rhodes uncorking some shots as he sets up for it. It's the bionic elbow. The grandson of a plumber. Monica. Rhodes lives behind. As the count slowly rises up to 6 as Drew catching Cody. Little bit disrespectful there as Rhodes too close to the ropes. Now potentially going for a ride as a big powerbomb sends Rhodes careening into the canvas. McIntyre, Claymore. Out of nowhere, he strikes and goes for the cover. Has he got it here? The answer's no. Rhodes kicks out. Keeping the matchup alive, but for how much longer? Being tossed about with ease. A big shoulder tackle once again from Drew. Just flattening Cody and setting him up. Future Shock DDT. Planting Rhodes down. And that's a setup, a precursor to a final countdown. Boo, no. Missing is McIntyre as Cody pushes him aside. Rhodes caught, no, bites out of it. Big shots connect. Cody could be fighting back with an Alabama slam. Drills McIntyre into the mat. Hits him back, and this could be Cody's moment to get back into this. On the receiving end of some heavy punishment here by McIntyre, and he's going to set him up. Crossroads, planting McIntyre down. Pinfall attempt here. Will it be enough? McIntyre kicks out. Fairly fresh, in all honesty, is Drew. As a power slam beautifully executed. Channeling his brother there is Cody. Springboard. Cody cutter. Crisp execution from Rhodes. Goes for the cover onto the Sapphire champion. Looking for more here is Rhodes. Trying to hook it in. Cannot do so. McIntyre wise to that crossroads attempt. Rhodes busted open earlier in the match with that Claymore. And you can see it is taking its toll onto Cody. The blood trickling down the face, close to the eye. Could potentially blind him if he doesn't keep it clean, but he needs to get this match over and done with. Big sit-out powerbomb there. McIntyre trying to hit the Claymore. Cannot connect as Rhodes heads up top and drops the axe. 1, a 2, and a 3. Wow. That was anticlimactic. I'm gonna say it. Because McIntyre, a Future Shock, a Glasgow Kiss, a couple of Claymores, and still Cody kicked out. One Crossroads, an Alabama Slam, and a Cody Cutter. And that's it. McIntyre's down and out. In all honesty, that is pretty shocking. But still, Rhodes picks up the 3 points here over Drew McIntyre. And now we have one more bout tonight. And then we begin 4 nights of one bout matches. Well, we will slowly reveal the field of competitors.
Here is your winner, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Honestly, shock for how this one went. But hey, it is what it is. Cody picks up the W here. So all I can really say is shock. Because I felt McIntyre had done enough there in order to win. I was wrong. Well, one final bout tonight. And it's gonna feature our other champions that you should already know who they are. The only one that's been missing from tonight, or 2 missing ones from tonight. Shall we get going? I think we should get going. Let's go. As we welcome the monster to the Resolve Arena. The fire already burns here, but why don't we add a little bit more?
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from parts unknown, weighing in at 350 pounds, the undisputed television champion. He is the monster,
Abyss looking ready for this one. As he goes up against the best Breakdown has to offer. One of the most dominant champions we have seen in recent months. He's elevated the competition that sits on Breakdown.
And his opponent from England, weighing in at 220 pounds, the prestigious world champion, Will Oxley.
The lights fade as we ready ourselves for carnage. For a bout that's probably going to end with Will Ospreay on top. Only one of our champions atop of the division, or in the main card spot, has lost tonight, and it is, of course, Fallon Henley. If Abyss beats Ospreay, that's 2 out of the 4 top champions not seeding like they should be seeded. All bouts tonight is first versus second seed. Heading into the Winter Classic. That seeding will be evaluated at New Year's Clash. But before we get there, we have obviously several weeks of action. Starting tonight and continuing till we reach the end of the month. Ospreay taking control here in our main event. Applying pressure to the arm of the monster. Both men champions of their respective divisions. This is kind of a mini city limits that we're seeing tonight. That right now is going in the favor of Breakdown. Big splash there from the monster. Connecting onto Ospreay. Follows through with a lariat. Last night, if you missed Cash Out, I said that Abyss has probably put on some of the best maneuvers, best matches I've seen here in IPW. His first one against the Great Khali, a standout in that regard. But he's going up against definitely the best bout machine here in IPW. Ospreay's just rugged performances have been phenomenal as he goes off the ropes here, hits that Pele kick. Straight off the face of Abyss. Innovative, calculative, and very much a force to be reckoned with. Ospreay climbs up top, ready to strike. Phenomenal forearm connecting. A hidden blade of sorts off the face of Abyss. The monster caught as Ospreay, destructive Styles Clash connects and he turns it into a pin. Down for the count is the television champion, but still alive and kicking in this matchup. Ospreay connects through the ropes, avoids a grab of Abyss, but gets caught on the second. Abyss takes him up, and this is the most impressive maneuver. Sends him crashing into the mat. The monster, black hole slam. He's finding his footing. He's coming back strong. But Ospreay, resiliency on display, kicks out around the world. Stundog millionaire. Hidden blade from out of nowhere. Ospreay known for hitting that shot. Last night he knocked someone out the ring with it. But tonight, that is not gonna happen. You need a little bit more force to put Abyss anywhere, really. Send him flying. And Ospreay looking for something here. Phenomenal forearm connects. Channeling his inner AJ Styles here is Ospreay. Abyss goes running, but our referee, Adrian Butler, stopping Abyss going into the corner. Bad positioning there by our impromptu referee. We can only have about 4 or 5 in different locations. Boom, DDT, spiking Abyss. He's been busted open, it seems, by that one. He stops Ospreay. Ospreay fires back, though, with a TNA kick. And now, looking for the scalp of the monster. Hidden Blade connects. Down for the count is the television champ, and done. Ospreay picks up the W. And ends tonight with Breakdown on top, it seems. Well, 4 epic matches concluding with this matchup. Ospreay had control through the majority of this one. Till that moment there, a black hole slam came in, but Biz went for the cover, but from there he really could not get any momentum going. Ospreay fired through with a hidden blade, then just kept on rolling. Hits this phenomenal forearm. And then the kill shot. Assassination with the hidden blade. Puts down the monster.
Here is your winner, Will Oxley.
And ends tonight with Ospreay on top. A great performance here, but as we have only 2 more bouts for all these stars here tonight, we kind of have to look towards the Winter Classic ending, I should say, as this is the tournament to decide the seeding of what will happen on January 1st, 2026. We've met 8 of the stars competing. Half the bracket just shown tonight. That leaves us with the second half to be revealed throughout the rest of the week. Tomorrow, you will see a simple singles match. Only one, as we'll have action every day until January 1st, where the true tournament will begin. Champions will be on notice as well. Things are about to get hairy. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the kickoff to the Winter Classic. If you did, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new around here if you want to. And I'll see you guys technically tomorrow, but it won't be live. Peace out.